Okay, we're moving on. So one of the reasons we call this press conference is because we have discovered critical new information that should put a halt to this pipeline project if federal law is followed. And I am talking about the federal Bald and Golden Eagle Act, which precludes any disturbance of a nesting pair made of eagles. And in Millennium's surveys, they denied that there was ever a eagle's nest near the pipeline alignment. In the summer, pursuant to the public hearing comment, a comment was submitted to the DEC identifying an eagle's nest near the alignment. We sent that comment to DEC, and a couple of days ago we filed that comment with FERC. We also, subsequent to FERC's recent filing 2 weeks ago, asserting that, okay, there is a nest, now we admit that much, but the eagles are not there. We went to the site because numerous residents had indicated that, in fact, the eagles were present and nesting, and this is a pair that mates every couple of years at that same site. They raised an eagling a couple of years ago, and people remember this pair, and this pair is very active and working on their nest right now near the pipeline alignment. And so recently we were able to get a video of one of the eagles of that pair. And that video will be released right now on our Facebook page. You could go and see it. But it shows that Millennium has not done the proper surveys. When they found endangered species habitat on this site years ago, they just derailed the normal environmental review process in order to avoid addressing those impacts. And here we are again, Millennium seeking exemptions and seeking waivers from the law. And FERC is complicit. They are right now not only in violation of the Clean Water Act by usurping the state's authority, but they are also in violation of the National Environmental Policy Act, they're in violation of the Bald and Golden Eagle Act, and they're in violation of the Endangered Species Act. And this is a lawless company. They are also owned by TransCanada, and TransCanada's Keystone XL pipeline recently just had a catastrophic spill that has contaminated the environment in just incredible magnitude. And that is exactly what we are facing. We are facing an existential threat. If there is a leak, if there is a breach, if there is an explosion, this environment will never, ever be the same. Our air and water will be contaminated forever. And the reason these eagles are symbolic, they're symbolic of our freedom, of everything this country stands for. And FERC and Millennium Pipeline and CPV are an anathema to everything this country stands for. They don't believe in freedom to enjoy our property, freedom to breathe clean air and to drink clean water. And if you look at the history of eagles and why they became extinct in the first place, or were near extinction in the first place, it was because of DDT contamination. And their story is a parallel to what we're facing now. We are facing toxic trespass. We are facing the introduction of chemicals and poisons that will be in this environment forever if they are allowed to be introduced. And this is why we're fighting so hard. The Wallkill River watershed, which is where this project cuts right through, is an ecologically sensitive and rich biodiversity area that the New York State DEC has long protected. And it is only because of corruption and gaming of the system and rigging of the regulatory process that they have gotten this far. So we are calling now on Millennium Pipeline and all courts and agencies to cease and desist. It is a criminal violation of the Bald and Golden Eagle Act to cause any disturbance to nesting and mating eagles. And they are there now. They are working on their nest. We're not going to disclose the exact location, but we will provide you with the information that we gave to FERC. and you can see, you'll also get a link to the video. And so anyone from the media will give you that documentation. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, I just want to also ask Scott to come here. Scott, do you want to talk about the Eagle's Nest?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Yeah, Scott was the eyewitness. He was the person who took the video of the Eagle's Nest, so he can talk about exactly what he saw. Sorry, we have to do this.
I'll be quick because it was pretty quick.
What's your last name, Scott?
Scott Martens, yeah. So yeah, I was out there on the alignment early one morning, and sure, yeah, I actually saw the both of the bald eagles. I had located the nest, and I quietly approached it. I looked up into a tree, not the tree where the nest was, but a tree about 30 feet away, a big deciduous tree with no leaves on it, and it was sitting plain as day, less than about maybe 60 feet from me. It was an absolutely gorgeous sight to see. Anybody would really appreciate it. I took my phone out to take a video of it, but it swooped down, but not less than about 10 seconds later, its pair, its mate, flew right back up into that same tree and perched. I was able to capture it on video, and then it too swooped down, and they perched atop a tree about maybe 100 or 200 feet away, and I proceeded to watch them for 5 or 10 minutes before I tried to approach, and that's my story. And it was a beautiful moment, and it was a big moment for this movement, because it proves that this is an extremely sensitive area and one that's worth protecting. So thank everybody for coming out here. We really appreciate it.
How close to the plant here was the sighting?
Do you have any questions?
What's that?
How close to the plant was the eagle sighting?
It's to the pipeline alignment.
I was directly on the pipeline alignment, the VLP pipeline alignment.
How far is that from here?
From here, probably about 2 miles from here. That's the crow fly.
But this means that they cannot commence construction activity, because they will disturb that pair of mating eagles. And the eagles will be laying their eggs, and they will be there for the next several months. So Millennium, even if they were to get approvals and were to get the legal challenges overturned, they would not be able to start construction for several months.
What agency would enforce that?
It should be enforced by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you. Now we get to the rallying portion. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you, Pramilla.